Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today we're doing an unboxing and rambling around Cyberpunk 2077, the board game from CMON Games. As usual, coffee shop before we dive into all this stuff, and this, like I said already, is Cyberpunk 2077. This is specifically the board game because I think there was going to be a card game that never actually happened. I don't know if it ever will happen or if it just became the board game. All I know is this is Cyberpunk 2077, Gangs of Night City or Gangs of the Night City? Gangs of Night City, the board game, exclusive edition. It's the exclusive edition. I guess I didn't realize that this was... That makes it sound like this box is exclusive. Which is not usually the case with CMON Games, but maybe it is? Huh. That's interesting. Usually I know these things, but CMON usually has a regular retail edition. Then we have all the extras and stuff, but this over here is the exclusive edition. And yes, I'm waving this knife around a lot, and we'll probably cut someone at some point, but not right now. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this. We'll put some box stuff to the side. We'll get to all these other boxes soon enough. Trust me on that. Where to put them over here? Let's put them over here. Let's stack them on the side, out of the way. We got a whole stack of games on the side over here. I got things to cover. Let's go ahead and take a sip of coffee, and then dive into this. Now, as usual, if you are new here, this is an unboxing and rambling, which means we will talk about Cyberpunk 2077. I have played this after all, but we'll also talk about anything else that happens to come across throughout the video. If you are here for a detailed look at miniatures, check out King of Average or Board Game Coffee. If you are here for a detailed conversation on the gameplay, well, you can check out any other channel for their reviews or coverage, or even our channel, because I have covered this in a full review. There has been gameplay on this, I believe, over on Krakov's channel. And then over here, we may have more coverage as time goes on. I don't know. One of the tricky parts of being a content creator is you always are trying to juggle everything you do around timelines. Because, yes, I want to play games. I do love this hobby. The reason I'm here talking about games is because once upon a time I decided I want to talk about games on camera. Well, technically, it's a little more complicated than that. The reason I started doing this is because I was trying to promote Board Game Co, the used retail game operation. But then as time went on, I realized I was just having too much fun talking about board games, and that became my life here. And so now I am just playing games all day long. That's my day. That's my job. I also work for GameFound. There is that. Speaking of GameFound, CMON has seemed to move over to GameFound to a large extent, at least for their projects. They've done a Master of the Universe, the Worldwide Edition. They currently have Song of Ice and Fire Tactics currently over on GameFound as we speak. I say as we speak, not being entirely certain when this video will go live, but I assume it'll go live while Song of Ice and Fire is still going. In fact, if you really want to get technical, I started filming this video about 5 minutes after the Song of Ice and Fire Tactics campaign went live over on GameFound. So here we got the board over here. This is a large board. Let me see if I can get this out without trying to break things over here. It's been a while since I played this game. Now, this is an area control game, and it's an area control game from CMON. They've had actually 2 of them recently, I want to say, that were not in the Blood Rage universe. This board is huge. I don't remember the board being this large, and I don't know if that's my memory or not, but just to give you some context over here, this is the board. Slowly down, like hand for like sizing over here. That's like a regular sized board over here, and yet it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. I think this is larger. This has to be larger than what it was during the prototype phase. Like, I have to imagine. This board is absolutely huge. I did not get the playmat, or at least I don't think I got the playmat. I usually don't. I usually don't pay for those playmats from CMON because I don't use them. I love them, but I don't store them where the games are, so I don't use them. I keep them. I have them. I have a bunch of them, but not all of them. Anyways, in the game, you're basically playing an area control puzzle where you're going to be moving people around the board in different areas, having degrees of conflict. You're going to be recruiting various techies or edgerunners over here. You have opportunities you're going for. You also have a story element going on, which you can see over here, up in there, in the story phase. All those story cards. It's going to be a bit of a storyboard situation happening. Let me see if I can fold this up slowly. So you're going to have these story cards. You're going to have a degree of progression as you go through it. Different things will trigger different events. You'll have combat played out where you're going to be playing certain cards that will depend on the various characters in play. This board is absolutely huge. I feel between this and Dune. I recently unboxed Dune War for Arrakis. Again, I made the same joke there I'm going to make now, which is, this is the same company that decided that 17 Elder Gods and 14 Investigators and 3 Cultists can all fit into the same tiny little box about this big in Cthulhu Death May Die. And here they are adding a whole lot more to the boards. Past that, let's see what we got over here, because again, it's been a long time since I played this game. I do remember enjoying the game. I thought it gave you a good gameplay experience for the hour and a half or so that it took. Now, I haven't played any of the expansions, so take that into account, but I played the game, I want to say I played it 3 times, but it's been a long time, so I could be wrong, but I want to say I played it 3 times back then. I think I played it once on TTS and twice in person, if I recall correctly, going through the story elements, going through the campaign, getting a sense of how it operated. You could play it without story elements. I like it more with story elements, with the caveat that I think it makes the game worse, if that makes sense. But I like it more. I think it makes it strategically worse, but more fun, if that makes sense. Because I think the story had things like, by the way, look at this, we just revealed a card now, and now that thing you weren't working for at all is now important. And you're like, great, we're a third of the way through the game, and you did that thing, I didn't do that thing, and you get rewarded for doing the thing. So doing the thing sometimes comes as a surprise when you play in the story mode, but I enjoy it more. I enjoy the process of the story mode more, although I don't know how many stories there are in the game. I don't know how much there is as far as the actual stories that are going on. Anyways, you're going to have various action tokens over here. You use 1 or 2 of your action discs. You have a wild action disc over here. When you reclaim your action disc, you're going to gain from presence, then gain all from dominance. Those are just words that I don't remember exactly how this works. You're also going to recruit a unit for every hideout in play, meaning that much I do remember. You do want to get as much hideouts as possible, because when you do a reclaim action, you will recruit more per the hideouts you have. You have various costs over here. You're going to be paying to put tokens down here, getting more and more benefits. You have your faction, benefit or reward, your starting district, you're well armed. Look at 1 extra combat card when upgrading. You still keep a single card. You're going to have this track over here, which I believe is asymmetric to the factions. Yeah, we have Mystic Netrunners and we have Rage. These are going to be our asymmetric abilities going on more so over there. And we have the Maelstrom. These double-sided? They are double-sided, but only to give you some flavor text as far as things going on there. We have the Voodoo Boys, the Tiger Claws, the 6th Street, and the Valentinos. I want to say I played this 3 times. I think I played as the Maelstrom. I think I've done the Voodoo Boys and the Tiger Claws. I think. I'm going by pure memory right now. I know I played against the Valentinos, but I don't think I played as the Valentinos. And the 6th Street I don't remember at all. I don't remember 6th Street at all. So I'm not sure. Anyways, it's been a while. But basically, you're going to be controlling these various gangs. It's called Gangs of Night City. It does bother me that it's not Gangs of the Night City. But that's also a general terminology thing. I grew up, my father used to say, hospital. We're going to hospital. Not we're going to the hospital, which to me makes more sense. Ooh, what's this track over here? This looks like an overlay. Let me see if I can find this over here. I'm going to have to pull this out a bit and see what I can uncover. Yeah, so over here, if we do this like so, let's see if we can get our hands on. Will it open or will it not? No, it won't necessarily open that way. If we do it this way, you can see it. So if we play this over here, you can see that there's a little board section over here, the net run activation. So I think that would overlay on the board, giving you a different set of activations. This is totally different. Is this solo mode or something else? Because this is you have the start area over here. But then past that, it's totally different as it goes through. So I like the sense of variety that it might be able to add. Also, I think I might be damaging my board here. Let me try to be careful as I do this. Let's put this away and stop touching things. Although I guess I will be here for a bit longer, so we're gonna have to keep touching things as we go through this. Anyways, let's go through this and see what we got over here. Oh, I just punched a token, which is not the end of the world, but since I don't usually punch in unboxings, I'm going to have to put that back over there so I can get it back later. But you have your punch board tokens. Nothing fancy over here, just various tokens you have. I don't believe there was a plastic token upgrade in this set. I did have Fidun War for Arrakis. I forgot to put it into the unboxing video. I think I have Fidun War for... Where is it? I think I had Fidun War for Arrakis, but now I'm not sure. Anyways, did Dune War for Arrakis have a plastic token upgrade? Because I think I had it. But I don't know where it is. But I thought I ordered it. Huh. Strange things. Anyways, your punch board's over here. Nothing much to go over. We'll put those off to the side. Which means, are we already up to the miniatures? Are we already here? This is the part... We got cards. I guess we'll do cards first, because we like to do the miniatures last. And we haven't even touched upon the expansion boxes. This might be a short unboxing video. There's only so much to go over here. We have expansions. I do. We have cards, expansions, and we have the board. But basically, it's an area control game. Command got very popular because Blood Rage came out, and Blood Rage is one of those games that became a, not sleeper hit, but it wasn't as popular on crowdfunding. The original Blood Rage campaign did what? 300,000? 500,000? It did fine, but then we had Rising Sun come after Blood Rage, and Blood Rage at that point has gotten very popular. Rising Sun did very well, so did Ankh for that matter. The whole Eric Lang and, it's Eric Lang, come on, or Simon, Studio McVeigh, and Adrian Smith. Adrian Smith, that's what it was. Adrian Smith, the art from Adrian Smith. Those are going to be the trifecta or quadrifecta of people working on these games, and they all became very popular. But then Command put out Cyberpunk 2077, which did not do quite as well, although to be fair, that was after the whole Command Marvel Zombie shipping drama, so they definitely were facing a bit of blowback there. I think I got close to crossing 1 million, I don't remember exactly. And then they had Mordred, was that what it was called? Mordred was the most recent one, which did not do well at all, not by Command standards, so they've had to fight the uphill battle of their Command. People are like, why do you keep doing Marvel United and Zombicide? And Command's like, because when we do other stuff, you don't back it as much. When we do the stuff you already seem to like, you keep backing it. So you keep spending money on Marvel United, you keep spending money on Zombicide, and then when we do those things, you're like, why do you keep doing the same things? because that's what you keep buying. Now, obviously, you're not always talking to the same crowd of people. The people who are like, come on, it's just doing Marvel United and Zombicide is not necessarily the same crowd that's backing it. I think there is some overlap, by the way. I think there are some people who are like, why do you keep doing these two things? And then they keep backing them and they skip Mordred and they're like, wow, you know, ingenuity is gone in the world. And the reason is because it's not rewarded. This is a larger conversation around the movie scene in general. Have you seen modern cinema and how much of it is just repeats and regurgitations and IPs and all that stuff, and there's so little creativity out there? This conversation is a longer one to get into. Anyways, we got our cards over here. So I have no idea what these are over here. Are these stories? Uh-oh. No, they're opportunities. They're opportunities. Okay, that's what it was. So the opportunities over here, they give you a requirement to go through as far as, let me just go ahead and zoom in a bit. Let's zoom in. Nope, wrong way. So over here we have our opportunity cards over here, and these are going to give you something you have to do, and then what you get when you do that. That's basically what these cards are. You're going to have the ability to get these over here. They do have colors as well, which has an impact, but frankly, I don't remember what the impact is. I don't remember why it matters. But you are trying to get these and then do the thing on the card because the game rewards you for doing the thing on the card. It's a homework assignment, and you get paid with winning, ideally with winning. But yeah, I did like Cyberpunk 2077. It wasn't as popular as some other games. The IP did help it a bit. I think Dune and Cyberpunk both had some help from the IP, but I don't think people were confident in them. I think people were like, there was a degree of an audience that was here for the IP. Ooh, single player mode. I don't know anything about this. Do I play it single player? I guess I could. These all say, oh no, these say single player mode. These cards do not. So are these part of the single player mode or not? Who knows? But we got our Crusher, we got our starting, a subdermal armor over here. We got our, our gun control over here. Every player must remove their highest combat card from the game, bringing the number of combat cards each player has down to 3. In every firefight, the player with the single lowest card gains... Ooh, I like this. These are interesting. Yeah, the game had a lot of things going on that were a lot of fun to go through. Again, from my limited plays of the game, I know that I really enjoyed it. But again, we'll see how it actually plays out when I get this table. Now, when I get this table, it's a different story. I was looking around my shelves, my collection, and the games I do get tabled more and less. And some games have just had a hard time hitting the table recently, and Euros have been hitting the table more, Area Control a little less, so games like Inish, Cyclades, Kemet, those are all hitting the table a little less, and I love them. Even Rurik, which is one of my favorite games, has not been hitting recently. So here we have the Edgerunners over here. This is a solo Edgerunner, it looks like. I think they're solo Edgerunners, yeah, it seems like that. But we have these various characters as far as the game goes. Tons of these, just tons and tons of characters to play as. Now I can't remember if solo is a actual solo, or since it's solo and techie and netrunner, edgerunner, I do wonder if they're factions as opposed to like, playing solo. Although that would totally be confusing. Now where is what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The guy who's very famous. He's not here. Where is he? Here we go. There we go. Keanu Reeves. There we go. I just see him. As soon as I saw him. Keanu Reeves over here is Johnny Silverhand, solo Edgerunner. When hired, replace one friendly basic unit and play with Johnny Silverhand. Remove the replaced unit from the game. At the start of your activate, gain a point or something, reputation. Again, I don't remember the game. I remember parts of the game, not a ton. You'll be paying for these Edgerunners, you'll be putting them into your factions, you'll be benefiting from them there, and then you'll have combat cards, which are these, which is in combat, you're playing a card, and it's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors mind game. There's a degree of strength that's present in this conversation, there's a degree of who has the better cards, but you start with the same cards, you can iterate and develop from there. If you saw, one of the factions had an ability to upgrade into choosing multiple cards and whatnot, but these over here, they start with, again, rock, paper, scissors, so you have 3 combat strength, but 1 if you didn't lose any units, so this is helpful if you didn't lose anything. We have our short circuit over here, which is plus a point if an opponent lost any drones. You can be trying to get points that way. We have a subdermal armor, plus a point if an opponent lost any non-drone units. So you have little mini games you're playing, both for the strength, but also for the ability to see how you can outplay your opponent, because you don't get these cards back all the time. I think you get the cards back when you're, cycle and your hand is empty, but I don't remember exactly. So as you're involved in more combats, you have opportunity. Like, one of the things about the game is you want to be involved in combats, because it doesn't really hurt you that much to be involved in combats. It only gives you the opportunity to get points and to play cards in different ways. So it's not always about trying to win, which is something they learned from Blood Rage. It's about being present and finding ways to not be penalized for being present, but to be rewarded for being present, which the game does. We have a defender over here, which has 5 combat strength, 1 point if an opponent lost any units. So again, the combat cards escalate as you get better ones. I think that's kind of where we are with the base game over here. We can show you some more cards. Not a ton to go through. Just more cards, casualties. You can't, oh, I like that one. You can't lose units in this firefight. Second heart, that's useful. 2 points if an opponent had 4 or more doing the compare. So again, you can play little mind games of trying to ensure the opponent plays a lot or little, and then accounting for or accommodating around those. Casualties kill any one unit in this district. 2 points if you have a hideout in the district. These are fun. Again, the game, I'm looking forward to playing it because I remember enjoying the game, and that's usually a good start. But again, going back to what I said, those area control games have not been hitting the table the way I like them to. I don't know. A lot of Euro games have been played. I've been playing, even just recently, I went to Level Up Retreat, which I host in New Jersey, and I don't think I played anything that was more like combat focused. I played like Veiled Fate with some hidden role elements, but I mostly played Euro games and then lighter games, like in the lighter games being in the, say, 45 minutes or less range. So even something like Trailblazers, I consider to be a lighter game. A good game, mind you, but a lighter game. We have our little player aids over here for, the turn summary, activate, use 1 or 2 action discs, or reclaim, refill Edgerunners and opportunities if you need to. Those are going to be on the side of the board. And then check story triggers, which again advances the story if you're playing with those. We have over here, we have a modular setup. No idea what this is. I'm going to ignore that. We have this over here, which again, no idea what this is. Reform time, act time. This is a story intro. Oh, okay, this is a story intro. Do we only have one story in the base game? We have a tutorial. Yeah, the tutorial is pretty basic. Let me take a look at these cards over here. Oh, interesting. Here are individual stories. Okay, I assume. So we have, if I'm following this correctly, we have Act 4. No, that might not be a story. Act 3, we have Night City Tour. We have Heist Plan, and we have Side 1. I'm a little confused as far as how this goes together, but starting off the bat, it looks like we have over here, let's put this off to the side, we have, is this a single player mode? Again, I assume that's going to be a solo game. We have Act 1, New Policies. Okay, that's going to go into Story Intro, Reform Time, Act 1B, Act 1A, New Story Intro, Net Protection. We have a tutorial, which is just going to be a single card that goes on the board and just gives you the single card. That's all you need. So this is just giving you the basic idea. Place a token on the Street Cred track at 15, and the story ends and the game is over. The gang with the most Street Cred wins once somebody passes that 15. So that's a pretty straightforward, basic game to try to teach you the mechanics of the game without overwhelming you with, well, everything else. But I am curious the rest of this over here, because this says Act 3. Should I open these or should I not? I don't want to mess with these. You know what? I'm not going to mess with these because I don't want to mess things up, both in terms of my own thing, and also, this would just be a story. Like, ultimately, the only thing I'd be giving you is spoilers to stuff, so I'm going to refrain from giving you spoiler stuff. Putting this back in the box over here, although it doesn't fit well into that divot, so maybe it needs to come out. Honestly, it's fine. It's fine. I'll show you where. Here, I'll show you what's going on. Over here, this section over here, they're kind of on an angle. They don't fit perfectly in, but that's fine for right now. Although I'm sure we'll be putting other tokens and things in there. But I guess it's time for the miniatures. So, first box. We got like 4 more to go, so we got time. But how do I want to do this? Let's start with one of these promos off to the side. We're gonna finish the core box. That'll make the timestamps easier because this is going to be timestamped, and this way I can go ahead and show you all the timestamps and not have to worry about timestamping things out of order. So, miniatures look fine. Again, I do think, as much as I like, come on, gotta call it like I see it, and I do think the miniatures have gotten worse over the years. I said this during the Dune unboxing, if you saw that. I don't think these miniatures represent the best possible sculpting I've ever seen. I don't know. They're not bad. Maybe these are decent. These are better than the Doom ones. They are bigger than the Doom ones, to be fair, but they are better. Let me show you the bad ones first. Which the bad ones are, unfortunately, the colored ones, which are the the gangs you have basically. And I'll show you the sculpts for each one. We have 3 for each. Again, keep in mind the red shows up the worst on camera, so take that into account. Let's go ahead and show you on this camera over here. So if you see this guy, that's gonna be one of these guys over here. We'll show you the other camera too, so you can get a sense of it. But we got this guy. Let's go ahead and focus. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that's going to be one of these sculpts over here, and then you got this guy over here. So that's going to be Gang 1 as far as their sculpts, and, well, how they are, I guess. We're going to put these back over here, and let's show you the other sculpts too, and we'll take a look at both cameras, get a sense of which one's better for this. I find I like the angle of that side camera, but I like just the directness of the top camera. Let's go ahead and show you these. So we got some yellow miniatures over here. I'll show you them one at a time. Let's show you top camera for these. So we got this guy over here. Let's zoom. There we go. So again, I don't know if it's the color, but the detail is present. Not necessarily the best as far as the detailing, but it's certainly there. I mean, like, I'm not, like, looking at these and being like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited I have these. Now, the basis is a factor in this game. The type of base that a character has, that determines the type of character it is and the way they operate. And you have Edgerunners and speedrunners and all these things that I don't really remember, unfortunately. Again, it's been a year and a half, to be fair. I'm going to show you some purples over here and see how these go. We'll go back to the angled camera, you can already see, like, look at the detail as far as how these are much better, just the visual, the look. And this is not even the miniatures. This is just the way various colors show up on camera. So you have these over here as far as all these different sculpts, just different types of little characters, your little people that you're playing as in the game. And I need to put that back and find where these go without messing it up too much. And we got our greens. The greens are going to be a bit neon again, and the blues are going to go back to being good again. So let's go ahead and show you these again. So you can see I like his helmet over here, but it's hard to even see it well. Like, is it a samurai helmet? I can't really tell because of the coloring as much. And that's just an unfortunate side effect of miniature sculpting and the trade-offs you get depending on what you do. Again, if you want the full breakdown of this kind of thing, highly recommend checking out King of Ravage. If he backed this, I don't even know if he backed this. I have no clue. Like, the area control is Michael's jam in general, but I don't know if he went ahead and got this game or not. But it's a good one, Michael. If you ever make the trip down here, I'll happily make the time to play it with you. Okay, we got blue miniatures to go, and then we're going to go to the bottom level, which I think looks much nicer. For the record, there's 3 of each miniature. I just don't feel the need to show you the exact same sculpt more than once. So we got this one over here. Again, a little more detail to it. Looks a little bit more. It does not look like an amazing miniature. If you compare this to some of the stuff you've seen in, like, you know, Blood Rage, I just think Blood Rage just looks much better. Again, next level down, I think will be a bit better. And that might just be the color sculpting. Although, like, even when you compare it to Marvel United, and Marvel United has a bigger characters effectively, which means there's more room for that detailing. But come on, still can deliver the quality. I just find that some of the smaller stuff doesn't seem to get it, unfortunately, which is a shame because, again, this is like we got a car. Like, look at this over here. So we got this car over here. Like, that looks nice. It looks nice. Is it amazing? I mean, it's a plastic car. There's only so much you can really do. But, boom, we got our... Okay, now it just turned over. But we got some miniatures to go through. Now, these are all the Edgerunners. I do not think I can do absolutely everything for you. What is this? This is like an ATM. Look at this guy. I don't know what it is, but it's some form of ATM or module. I don't play Cyberpunk 2077. I should warn you that. If you're here from the video game crowd and you already hate me, I get it. It's not a video game. It's fine. Anyways... We got some of these miniatures over here. So again, you can see Keanu Reeves over there. This looks like it's a epic scale, if I recall correctly, or heroic scale, which means proportions are not perfect. They're a little bit magnified, something that would not be realistic, but makes the miniatures look better. But you can see these miniatures do look better than the colored miniatures. I don't know if that's a result of the plastic process over there. And again, I can't do all of these. We'll do what we can as far as showing you, well, as much as we possibly can over here. Here we got these. And then we'll go to the expansion boxes soon as well once we're done with these. Let's go ahead and go through there. Let's get some of these guys out. Yeah, I think this is it. Then we're done. Then it's all expansion stuff. And there's also like more miniatures things. We also have the drones and whatever it is pack. So you're going to get those as well. Let's go ahead and show you some side camera stuff over here. So you can see these over here as far as these guys. The zoom is just not, the camera's too far away altogether, which is the main problem. But if you just want that different camera angle, we got you covered. Versus if you want to go back to the top camera, we got these two over here, which look like they're here to mean business. I mean, again, these are just the various, every Edgerunner you recruit has a different miniature and sculpt. So I don't even know how to describe it compared to another game system, but you basically have your hordes that you would have in, I guess, monsters. It's like monsters in Blood Rage. That's what it's like. That's the closest thing I can think of. You have your factions, and then you have the monsters, although I would say that you're going to see more of the monsters in Blood Rage than you would see of the Edgerunners in this game. You have a giant pool of characters that honestly I recommend putting on the table just like this, and then just pulling them out as you grab the right character for whatever it is that you need. Zoom in, zoom in. There we go. Look at that. It looks nice. I like it. I like it overall. I mean, again, these sculpts look better. I like this one. This one looks a little different. Looks a little naked, honestly, which I guess doesn't start off well when I'm like, I like this one. But you'll see what I mean. It's not like naked. It's just different. It's the differentness that got me. So we got a little bit of like, you know, I don't know, whatever that is. It is naked, so sue me. It's just not, I don't know. It's different. It's different. I like the fact that it's different. Because a lot of these guys just look the same. They live in this world, and I couldn't tell you. Maybe if I played this game enough, or if I played the video game, maybe I would have more information as far as, you know, what these characters are or who they are. But as it stands, there are just a lot of people who look like they all live in the same universe, and they look pretty cool. But I'm also, you know, there's only so cool they can be because, I don't know, this theme, I like medieval stuff. I like superhero stuff. I like a lot of things. This is like just this weird dystopian universe-ish. Not really dystopian. That's the wrong terminology. It's, I don't know, futuristic, Ready Player One-ish. I don't know what this, what do you call this? Steampunk? It's not steampunk. What do you call this theme that you're looking at? Neo something? I don't know. I feel like Neo could be a word that's present in here. And I'm not saying that because of Keanu. I just feel like Neo, the word Neo, goes hand in hand with whatever this theme is. Although that's just literally just in my head. I have no idea if it's accurate or true or whatnot, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get these. We got a few more, and then we'll make our way to the expansion boxes. I don't know why I'm showing you all of these. I totally didn't plan on it, but I guess here we are now, just showing you all the various Edgerunners that were unlocked slowly but surely. I guess is the base pledge from the Kickstarter campaign? Is that what they did? Is that why it says exclusive edition? Because they just gave you the base pledge in a singular box with all the various extra Edgerunners unlocked already? I assume this game will have a retail presence, but also didn't do as well as they were hoping, so who knows? But I hope it does, because I do think it's a good game. I generally find that, I don't know, Command's interesting. Like, even Masters of the Universe didn't get, like, a ton of hype and buzz during the original crowdfunding campaign. It did 2 million, which is good, but for an IP miniatures game, it was hard to see exactly where to go. But since it landed, a lot of people have really enjoyed it. And then you have the one over on GameFound, which is basically just a reprint and more content. They're doing, like, another, like, 700k or something like that. So, they're doing well, but I am curious to see what the long tail on this one will be, because I do think it's a good game. I think it's worth picking up. My personal net takeaway was... Net takeaway, huh? It's not intended. It's not even funny, honestly. My net takeaway was that I liked it a lot, especially for the game time that it took you. So I do want to play it more, because I do think there's a lot of room to see where it can go. We are almost done here. We got this guy who's fun, and we got a cat, which is like, you know, they're cats after all. But you see, I have so many games to get into. I have Tamashii, Chronicle of Ascent, that I still need to play Tamashii because, I mean, well, I want to. It's a good game. I still haven't played ISIS Vanguard. I need to get rid of half my campaign games, honestly. I should really go through, not ISIS Vanguard, but there are a bunch of campaign games. Like, I keep getting asked, when are you going to see more Divinity Original Sin content? And the tricky part there is I genuinely enjoyed Divinity Original Sin. I enjoyed it. But also, I have so many games that I enjoy that I think I enjoy others more. And so Divinity's in a weird space. Is this going to go in? There we go. Last one over here. This is the coolest one. We'll show you on both cameras for this one, okay? So Divinity is an interesting game in that I really enjoy Divinity Original Sin, but also when I'm looking at the other games I'd rather play that are campaign games, I think I enjoy the other ones more. I think I enjoy a lot of other ones more, and so Divinity falls into a space where it's like, okay, I'd love to play you in a theoretical world with infinite time, but we don't live in a theoretical world with infinite time. We live in a practical world with practical limitations that make me sad because I want to play more games than I'm actually able to play. And with that knowledge, there's only so much you can really do. This goes here like this, I believe. This is going to go on top like there, and then this is going to go on top of here. And then we're going to go ahead and put this into this box over here, where it'll promptly go into... give me a second there. Promptly going to go into the next box. And let's see, what should we do next? We should do a small box side gig. Let's do the Outcasts. We'll do the big box next. Let's go and put this away. Just push it in there. I don't really care if it damages. Well, I care if it damages the miniatures, but the individual thing there I don't really mind as much. You're going to drop in. We're going to drop you guys in. And then you in. And then we still have to put the next thing in too. So we got these in, these in, these in. The rulebook should go in, which I do have to read because I do want to play it. But the when is the problem. But I mean, this is not leaving anytime soon because, like I said already, I like this game plenty. So we got to close that and then put this away on the shelf and try not to damage it. I don't love the cover art as much. I mean, the art's fine. I don't like the yellow. The yellow's not my jam quite as much. But then we got this. We got Families and Outcasts. Let's see what we got in this box over here. Let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. Families and Outcasts. This is going to give you a full sideboard to the game. So if you can see over here, so if I show you this over here, whoops, we got a little zoomed in, but you can still see it. Let's move this a bit over. You can see this sideboard over here. This is going to be a whole area of the game that's added to the game that gives you a full extra region on the board. But let's go ahead and dive into this and see what's actually in the box. Past, well, a board, because we just saw that part. So, we got over here, we have our rated tokens over here. Probably should zoom out a drop when we're not doing, that's the wrong way. There we go. We got our tokens over here. We have our new player factions, our Wraiths and the Aldeclos, which I'm probably horribly butchering the name pronunciation. But the raid tokens, you have all these raid tokens over here. Don't know what that means. If you have at least one unit left in the city, let me see, are these raid tokens going to come from here? It kind of looks like the raided tokens, maybe, I don't know. If you have at least one unit left in the Night City district after firefight you initiated, place a raided token on its district reward. Opponents do not claim any district rewards in districts with a raided token. Ooh, that's interesting. That kind of takes away some of the incentive to actually clash in an area, which I do like that concept. We have some board spots over here, which again, this is going to be our interesting board overlay as far as how this works. You can't even like really see. I'll just show it to you this way. There we go. We got a little board overlay segment that gives you a new area with, you know, the Badlands. We got our Badlands. I almost smashed my coffee off the table. That would be a... It's only happened to me once so far, but once was enough, honestly. Past that, let's go ahead and open this and see what we got. Is there tape on this? There is tape. Why is there tape on this one, but not on the base game? I guess because the one in the base game was inside a brown box. Is that the rule, come on? Is that the rule, that if it's in a brown box, then it doesn't need tape? And if it's not a brown box, it does need tape? Because my vote is that if it's in a box at all sides. My vote is if it's in a box at all, it doesn't need tape, personally. That said, I'm sure there are people who appreciate the tape, so I shouldn't make their lives worse for the price of a small little adjustment to this. Anyways, we got some miniatures. Nothing crazy to show you over here. We'll show you some more colored faction miniatures over here. We got some cards. I don't know if I'm going to bother going into it. Do we have a story? I assume we have a story. I feel like each expansion should come with at least one story for, I was going to say something's sake, but I don't even know what's sake. Let's show you the 3 miniatures for this box over here. I do like this one, I'll say that. We got this, this, and this. So let's show you the ones I don't like as much, and then we'll show you the one I like a bit more. So over here we got some miniatures. They're nice sculpts, but again, that has that detailing aspect. The color kind of makes it a bit harder. And then we have this guy with his like sawn-off shotgun, holding it casually one-handed, which nobody told him this, but that's a good way to get a smack in the teeth right there. Like, you're gonna get, again, it's cool. It looks cool. It's great for TV. It's not practical for real life, and the world of miniature war games, that's real life. Now, I'll show you these over here. There's no standouts. They just look fine. But we got these guys. And again, the color's less fun, but the details stand out a little better when you do it that way. That's the constant trade-off as far as how to navigate making the best possible, well, miniatures or game or production for whoever wants it. So that's going to be our miniatures. So nothing too fancy over here. 2 new factions. Our Families and Outcasts module. And we got these cards, which we're going to go through. So we have some weapon cards, which I will find the little hole in the card to find the knife spot into it and then pull this bad boy out. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, and then we got this over here for our other cards, which might be a story, but I can't tell yet until I actually fully open this, because the top card, the back of it looks like a story, but I'm trying not to spoil myself. Not that I'm going to remember, let's be honest over here. But if we take these over here, and we look at them, we have our Night City tour, so we're going to have our, I won't spoil this, we clearly have a card. We have a story. That's what we got. We got a story. We won't mess with it further than that. And then we have these over here for our Crusher, our Short Circuit, our Cyber Psychosis, and then some more of these opportunities as well. And of course we have some of these. Wait, what are these? These are interesting. So we don't have any, well, edge runners, net runners, is that what they're called? I can't remember. Whatever it is, we don't have any of that. And we're going to put this back now and see. Oh, darn it. This goes on top, doesn't it? I hate, every time I see this, it always makes me think that it goes on bottom, but it doesn't. This goes on top, which is always a drop confusing for me. Because like these go into the divots, and then you're held into the top compartment, which just feels so weird as far as a choice, but if it works, it works. Anyways, we're going to put this back over here. We're going to put our little thingy over here back as well. We're going to drop these in, and then we're going to go ahead. Is there even a rule book? I don't think so. I mean, I guess you don't really need rules for this one. It's just 2 new factions for the game. I wonder if I can store them in the base game. I mean, if I go bagged, which I usually do with Command, I'm pretty sure I can store everything here in the base game. So we're going to try for that. We're going to try for that and see how that works for me. But for right now, let's go ahead and open some of the extra plain brown boxes. Speaking of going bagged, these are things that are going to be put into it. We have our Panam Palmer Edgerunner promo. All of this stuff is going to go in the base box. I'm going to just bag and put it all there because I can't be bothered. We have our card for our Panam Palmer over here, so if you want to check her out. And then we have our miniature. She looks fun. She looks like, you know, she's ready to take you out. Dash of Widowmaker in there. Oh, she's a solo character. Not really. I'm pretty sure it's not actually solo. But solo is like the faction or whatever it is. I don't know enough. But I'm going to be putting this all back into the... do I do it now? Do I do it later? I kind of want to do it like... I have things to do. I have videos to film, games to play. I'm trying to play Cusco and Vienna tonight. That's what I'm trying to get played, because I already played Vienna, and I've played the originals of both those versions, but as far as the new ones, I played Vienna. I have not yet played the new Cusco. I played the original Bora Bora, and if that's confusing to you, that makes sense. You're watching a Command video about, you know, area control. Why would you know about, you know, I don't know, Stefan Feld Euro games from Queen Games? Okay, so we got our base tokens over here. This is probably going to have to be a bit of a zoom out so you can see these. I don't know if I'm going to bother showing you each individual token. I don't think I feel the need to. But we got these over here. Maybe I'll show you some things. So these are nice though. I like these. These over here are all basically the same. They're kind of boring. They give you little flags situations over here. So let's go ahead and show you some of these. So if you want to see these, you're getting kind of a flag. That's what you're getting. There you go. I don't even know. Do you put something in them? Are they meant for the drones? Oh, the drones! I forgot about the drones. Oh, okay, I forgot about this. Okay, cool, we got liftoff. I forgot that this game had drones. Drones are kind of like characters that can kind of go into spots, take control, but they're a little different than your units. That's a fun little drone. I like this. This is our 3D highlights and drones packs. What would you do if you didn't have these? These are cool. We got these little drones. I like the drones. Let's go and put a few of these out over here. We're going to show you all 4 types of drones because I like these. I like these a lot. This is cool. I mean, it's kind of like the plastic stands, except they're not plastic, so it's kind of not like the plastic stands when you think about it that way. But I do like these tokens. We got our 4 different types of drones, so I already showed you the first one. Honestly, the first one might be my favorite, but let's show you the rest anyway. So we got this guy over here. There we go. That one's pretty basic. Looks like it's going to shoot you out of the sky. And then we got these 2 over here. And I think I do like the first one the best. But they're all nice. They're all fun. I like the drones. Here come the drones. What's that song from Doctor Who? Here come the... Is it drones? There's something. If you watch Doctor Who, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. But there's a song. They kind of have a song for when all the drones... Are they drones? They're not drones. They're... I don't remember. It's been so long. But bad stuff from Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a good show, by the way. Anyways, let's show you some of these buildings over here, because why not? We'll show you each of these, these little bases for the characters. But these are nice to have. They're going to have that little coloring effect, so you can't see the detail as nicely. They don't look as serious. But they are still nice looking overall. We're going to show you the next batch of these 2 over here, and then we got some side ones over here. What are the side ones? What are the side ones? Are there 2 layers to this? I'm confused. I'm confused why some of these bases only have 1. So some of these bases have 3, or 4, which is what I would expect for most of them. But some of them only have 1. So if we show you this over here, we got our orange and our purple. I like the train station. The train station there, kind of like you see how it's a train station on this one over here. We got these over here. The detail on these is nice. I like these overall. And then we have these ones over here, which are just one-offs. So the fact that we have one-offs is confusing to me. But maybe some factions have one-off bases. I don't understand or know. But they might have rules that indicate why that is, or I'm just missing something. Those are all possible options. And we have our last one-off over here for this faction, if I can get it out, which looks like a nice building. Oh, what's this? What is that? Well, I'll show you here. Let's show you the building over here. So you see just general building sculpt, which is nice. But then when you turn it, we got, is that like a dancer, a guitar? Like, what is that up there? I can't fully even tell, but either way, that's what we got as far as our building. So these are your drones expansion pack. These are all going to be bagged and dumped into the main box once I go through it properly, but not today. Not today, because Stefan Feld is next after this video. Well, maybe I'll try to film one more video today before I do that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There's so much to do at any given point, and like, I don't know. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. This is gonna go into here. There we go. Okay, so we got 1 more box done, which means we have 3 boxes left to go. Let's do Side Geek first, because it's small, and let's figure out what's in it. Well, I know what's in it, but let's figure out what it looks like and all this stuff. I don't know why I said I know what's in it. I don't even know what's in it. We got Fixers are intermediaries, middlemen between mercs and clients. They provide clients with tried and true professionals while offering mercs regular gigs and a secure payout. So we got some fixers, I guess. There we go. That's kind of the back of the box over here. So let's see what we got. The Side Geek expansion pack with fixers and more miniatures. And then we'll have the Gang Wars and the Motor Pool. Oh, the Motor Pool. That one's a fun one as far as the miniatures you'll see there. So, first of all, as requested, we do have a story in here, so I can see that that's a story type card. We have our fixers and whatever rules come with those. This is almost certainly going to have tape on it because I figured out command system. This has tape on one side because it's probably a smaller box, so let's go ahead and peel that off over here. I don't know what I was thinking. I started putting it towards my head like I was going to stick it somewhere, and then I realized that's not going to work. Let's pull this off over here. Okay, so we got these. We have our Netrunner cards, which I don't know if I'll bother. You know what? I'll open them. That way I don't have to deal with the plastic residue later. Although I haven't punched things, so I still have to deal with the punch residue later, irregardless. Irregardless is always a funny word. Alright, so we have these cards over here. We have our various fixers. We have Sebastian Ibarra. If you have at least 2 Edgerunners in play at the start of your activate, gain 1 point. So just to give you various effects. I don't know the actual rules in them. I'll read them at some point. We have some actual Edgerunners in play. So we got those people. And let's go ahead and see what we got in this box. I'll show you all the things. We will not bother. I'll take you out of your pack. Again, I'm going to throw it out later anyway. Although the story here feels very sparse. Is there an actual story? It's a Night City tour. It doesn't really... Huh. I'm confused. I'm confused how this works over here as far as it just gives you 1 card. So I wonder if that's Well, I wonder how that works. Alright, let's show you over here. Here are our 2 fixers over here. So we got our general Edgerunners. There are our 2 Edgerunners, so you want to check those guys out. I should zoom in the camera again so we can see everything, but I can just hold up my hands too. That also works. And we got our various fixers, which have a slightly different color to them to make them more obvious, but they are still gray. Gray, gray, gray. I don't know exactly the difference between a fixer and an Edgerunner, how they operate, but I'll read all that stuff as I get caught up. The rules in this game were not overly complicated from what I recall. It was pretty straightforward overall as far as the general action selection. You have 2 actions, you either reclaim or you take 2 actions using your various discs, and then you're trying to just jockey for position on the board while upgrading and developing your tableau, while being mindful of the story objectives as well as you go through it. So, I like the miniatures. Again, the gray ones look fine. It's interesting. The colored miniatures are where I'm not here for the colored miniatures. She looks a little just sitting there. She's not going to be able to move around very far, but you don't always need to move far. If you've played Marvel Zombies, you also have the bystanders, and those don't always look like they're ready for action. And we have our last guy over here, our singular last guy over there. And that's what we got, which means we're done. We're done, Zeus. Time to go ahead and look at the next thingy. We got 2 more boxes left to go. 2 more boxes, and then we are all done with the Cyberpunk 2077. And again, this is all going to go in that base game box. I'm going to ditch all the inserts. I'm going to bag it all up. I'll do it another day, though, because, like I said, game time. So I'll save Motor Pool for last, because I think Motor Pool is going to be the coolest break from the norm. And that way you have to sit your way through this, or just click on that timestamp. Your choice, honestly. Alright, we're going to go ahead and toss this off to the side, and we will continue go ahead and peeling off tape and figuring out what's next. We got our token pool over here, which is just basically tokens. We have our fun over here. So we got a few things. We have our animals faction over here, the bodyguard side gig, we have our scavengers faction, and we have the mocks. Improving Lizzie's bar. When performing a build hideout action, the token must be placed in the slot on this dashboard, unlocking its corresponding effect. Interesting. Interesting. So your hideout effects are a little different. That's interesting as far as how they operate. I'm going to have to read up on that. I do like the concept of these differences. We have our scavengers, we have our opportunity cards, so let's go ahead and, I guess, open this. This does not look like it comes with a story card. Although I will say the blue and orange in this particular expansion pack do look pretty good. So we have our module components over here. We'll open up this thing over here, find that little tiny little dot. They have a dot in the plastic, a small little hole, and I'm trying to put the knife in that hole so that way I don't have to scratch against the card surface while trying to find where a nice residual place to peel is. Let's put these pieces of tape on here, although honestly I should probably keep that because I might need that in a second. So we have our mocks over here, the animals, the scavengers, we have some more of these over here. What are these? Opportunities. We have some opportunities over here. Well, they don't have the cost, which is interesting, so that's going to be a different type of opportunity to a degree. And then we have this, and then we're going to go ahead and pull them all out of here and try not to mess things up. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this here. Let's do this over here. This is going to be a 4-sided one, slightly larger box. Okay. And there we go. And the last one. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we got. Again, the coloring here I do like. I don't know what it is, come on. I don't know what it is, come on. But when you see this, the blue and orange here look great. I wonder if it'll show up great on camera, but they look great here. I don't know why it is, but let's show you the pink ones. The pink ones are okay. They're not bad. The blue and orange looks great. And you'll see. Maybe you'll see. Maybe you'll agree, maybe not. Let me know. But we got these guys over here. So here's our orange. The detailing does look good. The color's pretty decent. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's totally fine. We have this last orange here because each one has 2 factions and 3 types. And I only have 2 hands. And I'm not going to try to hold them in my teeth because I think that would be not efficient. It's not that it's gross. I don't care about that. It's just not efficient. Alright, let's do the orange first because the orange, I think the orange has some great sculpts, great detailing, but I also don't know how well it'll show up on camera. But let's go zoom in on this one for a bit. So we're on camera over there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's zoom in a bit so we can show you this here. Here's going to be an orange dude. Now, again, I think it shows up pretty decently on camera, but the detailing's pretty decent. I'm a little worried it's not, like, again, coloring-wise, it's not perfect, but that's more of a camera thing, by the way. Just, in person, they look even better. But this, I like these guys. Like, they have some heft to them. They look like they're, I'm the strong one, I'm the moverous, I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is. I move mountains, I move surface, and I turn cause I know what my worth is. I don't ask how hard the work is. I'm a rough, indestructible surface, diamonds and platinum. I find them, I flat them, I take what I handed. I do what's demanded. I don't know the words exactly, I know some of them. Anyways, here are the blue ones. I'll save I don't have an order. Let's go ahead and do this over here. So we got this one over here. And again, look at the detailing on this compared to some of the others. I don't know. I like it. I think the detailing's pretty solid. The color shows up nice. Like, I'm not even referring to like the type of sculpt or what the art is. And just the way the sculpt shows up just feels nice on this color. There is a drop more heft to this guy compared to, let's say, some of the others. And the last sculpt is going to be this guy. And again, I think the sculpt looks nice. CMON's doing the sculpted bases, which they now do normally, but again, you know, they're good. These aren't, let's say, the best ones they've done, but they are good. But that's what we have as far as our Gang Lords expansion. So 3 more factions to mix up your gameplay in case you're actually playing this enough that it matters. That's one of the things about these all-ins, which is, as much as I want these all-ins, as much as you want these all-ins, many times you're not even utilizing this stuff. Like, so the Edgerunners give you a lot of variety, sure, but the gangs, like, how many times are you playing this game that you're actually going to utilize all those gangs? I mean, you have a lot of gangs between the games, so you'd have to play this game a decent amount, and honestly, if I play this game 3 times this year, I'd consider that a win. And, over time, if I play the game enough, then I like having the variety. But initially, it's just a lot of FOMO. Initially, it's just a lot of, I need all of it, because what if I don't have it? And then you realize that you're getting rid of game after game after game because you can't play all your stuff. And the faster games go out of your collection, the more you should consider how fast you're getting games into your collection. I'm all for enjoying this hobby. I'm all for getting stuff that you want. I mean, I've certainly advocated for enough spending on this channel, but advocate is probably the wrong word. I encouraged, gotten you to, I don't know. But I do encourage you to do so responsibly. I think that's a big thing, and big part of responsibly is knowing your budget is one, but then also just knowing, like, there are some games that I have backed, spent $75 on, and then 6 months later realize I'm not playing it and sell it out the door for hopefully $75. Sometimes I get the money back, but even so, I'm signing up for time and effort and labor to do something that I didn't have to do because I had FOMO. And so even when I get my money back, there's labor involved. And on cheaper games, I basically have somebody local who I have him sell them for me, and he takes half of it. So I'm losing money on those no matter what, which is fine if you're enjoying them. If I back a $30 game, play it twice, and then have the guy sell it and I get $15 back, that's cool. That works for me because I paid $15, got 2 plays. I'm okay with spending money to enjoy this hobby. But there's a difference between spending money to enjoy this hobby versus spending money to just have something sit on your shelf that you think you were going to play and you never actually do. Those are different kinds of concerns. Over here we have our race districts. I have no idea how this works, but this seems cool. Street race. Ooh. I like the idea of this. Racing in the game? That's fun. That's fun. We got our Challenger over here. I'm intrigued by this. I'm intrigued by these cars over here. We got our vehicles. These are going to be the actual vehicles, I guess, that we have on the board. Yeah, it looks like we have our Kasagi over here, which is going to be this guy once we pull him out. So you have your little motorcycle. We'll show you the miniatures in a second, but I just wanted to pull that out. I like the concept. I don't know what's happening here. I haven't read the rules, but I like the concept. I'll tell you that much. And then we have this over here, which is going to give you your rules and whatnot. Your Knights of the Tour generic card, and then your race card. Street racing, showing off. I mean, this looks fun. That's all I know. The story requires the vehicles module. Okay, what about this next story? Nope, that's the further down. Alright, cool. I like the concept over here. Let's go ahead and see some actual miniatures for the various vehicles and this guy. And also we got these giant bases, aka Blood Rage's bases over here. So, let's show you we got this one over here. This we can zoom. There we go. Nice overall. But then we got this one, which is going to start getting only better from here. See, this is what CMON does well. CMON does large miniatures fairly well. I mean, large miniatures are inherently easier. That is the way it works. There's going to be a lot of similar looking vehicles here. They are different, and we have that one in the base game. We have our garbage truck, our basic generic van over here. So we got these over here, these two. Garbage truck and our hearse. Is that a hearth? Hearth? These look nice overall. Then we got some more. We got our little, whatever this is. This is going to be a full-on, like, speeder thingy-majiggy. And we'll show you the motorcycle. But honestly, these are, I should have saved these for last. These are the cooler ones as far as how these things go. So you're playing a little street racing with this, which is, I mean, the miniatures versus the vehicles will obviously not be to scale because that wouldn't work. But we do have more fun vehicles to go through. Let's go pull these out and then pull this. I'm not feeling comfortable. Honestly, I'm genuinely not feeling comfortable pulling these out. The way you have to grasp them feels like you're going to break something, but they're holding up fine. We got our, this is a Lamborghini over here. This feels like a Lamborghini. This one over here. This looks Lamborghini-ish. This one, no idea. I'm not an expert at cars. Maybe an Aston Martin. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. It makes me feel bad. But I mean, when it comes to car knowledge, I don't care. Let's be honest. We got this guy over here. I could just start saying cars at this point just to make you laugh. But honestly, I might accidentally say the right one, thinking it's a joke, and then I'll just have to lean into it. And this is a smart car. That much I know. I know what a smart car looks like. Smart cars kind of disappeared. they kind of came out one day, and then everyone was like, by the way, these things kind of collapse and crush and die, and so we don't need smart cars anymore. And then smart cars were gone from the public eye, never to be seen again. They're rare. They're rare. It's hard to see them nowadays, but they're an interesting thought experiment around just things that happened in the general world that no longer exist, which is always interesting. I mean, things like that and Google Glass, remember Google Glass? And now it's coming back with like Apple Vision's doing its own, like everything changes. The world goes into in circles, and things that were okay aren't okay, and vice versa and all that stuff. And now I have to go ahead and figure out where this is going. I'm going to shove it into a cubby somewhere, and I'll organize it all later. But I'll try to pick one of these cubbies because I can probably sort it all behind me. Anyways, that's the unboxing of Cyberpunk 2077 Gangs of Night City exclusive edition from Simon Games. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.